Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, from the beginning, William Samoei Ruto had a plan. And the plan was that the Kenya Kwanza government wanted to strip off the powers from the National Assembly when it comes to determining on selling the state-owned properties. Saying that this power will be given to the cabinet to be the one deciding on how much, when and how parastatals will be sold. Now with all this, there was a lot of criticism from the people, and the perception was that, which was true, William Ruto and his close allies have a plan to take some of these state-owned properties using a back door. You acquire at less amount of money. Because then what they were evading is the issue of oversight. To understand, then if you're laying off or if you're selling, who is going to buy? At how much are they going to sell that property? Where will the money go? How will it be spent? Now, with all those criticism, Ruto had to abandon that plan. So, still, the National Assembly has the power when it comes to selling the parastatals. They have to debate, and they have also to let the public know more about why they're selling and at how much and where the money is going to. Now, besides this, there was also a plan to sell a number of parastatals because according to the government, they were non-profit. There was no profit coming, and therefore they wanted just to sell them. In these properties, we know very well that Mias Sugar Company was on the list. The Sugar Company was on the list. And there are other parastatals, even some from Lower Eastern. You come to Nyanza region. So the most targeted ones were the sugar companies. But at one point, in the Kenya Kwanza prayer event that took place in Kakamega, the Kakamega Senator Khalwale came out and faced Ruto with the truth when it comes to the issue of selling Mias Sugar Company and Nzoia Sugar Company. Khalwale was very clear, and he told Ruto and Gachagua that there will be no way that Mias Sugar Company is going to be sold to a private investor, then allow the ancestral land to be handed over to outsiders. For him, it was a no-go zone. And this is what he had to tell Ruto, Gachagua, and the Kenya Kwanza government.
Mmesema last week kwamba kampuni za serikali zitakuwa privatized. Na ndani ya hizo kampuni tuko na kampuni zetu za miwa, Nzoia Sugar Company and Mumias Sugar Company. I beg you, mimi kama kiongozi kutoka jamii yetu ya Waluya, babu zetu walipeana 12,500 acres Mumias Sugar Company, wakapeana 24,500 acres Nzoia Sugar Company. If you privatize, somebody will go away with ancestral land. Sisi hatuwezi unga mkono maneno ya kuprivatize Nzoia Sugar Company and Mumias Sugar Company. No. We cannot. And this is not out of disrespect for the president or the government. That is the little we have in the economy of the sugar industry. If the problem, Your Excellency.
Now, definitely, Khalwale was not just speaking his own mind. What Khalwale was saying, it is what majority of people in the Western region wanted to hear and what they believe in. So Khalwale was just passing the message from the people to William Samoei Ruto and his government. So with all this resist, Ruto has now abandoned the plan to sell Mias Sugar Company, Nzoia Sugar Company, and other parastatals in this country. And this is what the cabinet is now saying. Executive Office of the President. In response to the plight of the sugar cane farmers, cabinet considered and approved the program for the revival and commercialization of state-owned sugar companies, being Zoya Sugar Company, Chemelil Sugar Company, Miwani Sugar Company in receivership, Moron Sugar Company in receivership, South Nyanza Sugar Company, and Mias Sugar Company in receivership. Today's decision set the sugar subsector on a path of renewal by vacating the earlier decision by cabinet to privatize state-owned entities within the subsector. If the proposal by the cabinet receives parliamentary approval, the state-owned entities would be operated under a lease and operate framework. Now, instead of selling, the only thing they can do is to lease it. And now, leasing earlier, they could do it for 100 years. But as of now, that can never happen. The farthest you can go is only 50 years, 10 years, 20 years, short term. So even from years, what they are proposing is that they can lease it for 10 years. And if need be, they can also lease for another 10 years if they see the deal is working for both farmers and the investor. So from selling and now to leasing, and the lease cannot go beyond 50 years. So ukishaanza to lease your property for 100 years, that means then the entire generation would not have access or a say on that property. On 100 years inamaanisha kizazi yote haitaona. But when you put it under maybe 10 years, 20 or 50, then the generation will have to associate themselves with that property. That is where now we are. As we continue with this Punchline discussion, just a quick request for those who are watching and you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, the truth is that if Kenyans are going to keep quiet, they are going to give William Ruto a chance to rob them. And this is going to be a highway robbery. But if you come out very bold and speak to your leaders, then the message will be very clear to the government. Like with what Boni Khalwale said in a Kenya Kwanza prayer event, it was a strong message for the people and for this government. There was no way they could go against it, because already the leaders in Western region had already prepared a ground to resist any kind of a move toward that direction. Because for them, they also understand that this move, then it means that it can end some of the political careers of these politicians. Their careers was going to end. That's why you see Boni Khalwale is making noise, because he understands that definitely he's going to be viewed as the enemy of the Luya people, because then they are destroying the economy of Mulembe nation, and therefore he will be viewed as a betrayer to our economy in the Western region. And they knew very well that, again, what might happen here is that these individuals in government were going to have a plan, which is very bad, to devalue the land. Once you have undervalued that property, they will use their own company to acquire this property. And their aim here is that nuclear land. Look at what Mias Sugar is owning. 12,000 acres. You go to Zoya Sugar Company, it's a huge chunk of land, double what is in Kakamega. You're talking about 24 acres, 24,000. So So someone can just undervalue the property, then you acquire the land. That was their target. Acquire that land. Then from there, the ancestral land is just lost like that with little amount of money. Remember the beating that Luyas got in Webuye Pan Paper. A whole property that was valued at 18 million shillings was sold at merely 900 million. That is the loss they got. And the Mulembe Nation got a thorough beating from the Jubilee government. From this, there is something they learned. They used some Indians to acquire the property. It looked like there is an investor Ray and all those things here. But the truth is that these individuals, there were individuals in the government who had a huge shares in that company. So, Pan Paper ilienda hivyo. From 18 billion shillings, they undervalued it to 900 million. Hiyo pesa ukiuliza ilienda wapi? Hakuna mtu yoyote ya Bungoma ambaye alipata usaidizi wowote. The national government took over the money na ikaenda kufanya kazi huku juu labda kulipa madeni nyingine. Na watu wa Kakamega, watu wa Bungoma wakaacha hivyo, mali yao which was the ancestral property ikaenda hivyo. That is how far the government can do. And remember, this was happening when the National Assembly had powers to oversight. But now Ruto want to remove that power from National Assembly, aleta kwa cabinet hapa. Niambie, hii Kakamega mambo ya Mias Sugar na Bungoma mambo ya Nzoia Sugar, not Nzoia, ya Nzoia Sugar, ingefanyika namna gani? Ingeuzwa vipi? This was going to be one of the worst. So Mulembe Nation said no, and the leaders are now understanding what it means. You cannot just allow the property to go like that. Then the society, the community is left with nothing. Then even these people were not going to pursue the route of sugar. Once I buy a property, it is me to decide what I want to do with that property. Because now it is mine. I can decide I will go the sugar way or do something different. So cartels have had a day here to enjoy importing sugar, which then means that the sugarcane farmers are losing a lot, and the Mulembe Nation has nothing to smile at. So you have to revive those industries, reduce importation, invest more in a production of sugar, let sugarcane farmers plant more sugarcane, then from there, the economy is going to be revived. That is the only way to go.